Welcome to 5 Good Minutes. My name is Jorge Santiago. I am President and CEO of the Milford Bank. 5 Good Minutes is a short episode video series where we highlight the heroes and neighbors in our community that are making our communities a better place. Today, we're going to be talking with Bill O'Brien, who is a founding member and treasurer of the Stratford Veterans Museum.
Okay, let me say it's the local history museum in Stratford, Connecticut, dedicated to preserving and sharing the stories of Stratford residents who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. It is operated by all volunteers and is a 501c3 nonprofit organization funded by grants and donations, including annual grants and sponsorships like golf sponsors from the Milford Bank. Well, I figured over the 50 months we've been operating, we've welcomed thousands of guests, mostly from Stratford, but nearby communities, and we've had visitors come from various Connecticut communities, other states, even other countries. Often it's people that grew up in Stratford and they live in another country. But Randy Weaver, who does all the photos here and does an incredible job, pointed out something I hadn't thought about, but we have a beautiful patio out back. And that was the vision and hard work of Patrick Leonard, who just did an incredible job with it. And it can be used for class reunions, birthday parties, and there was a wedding at the chapel recently. They used it for something. And there's no charge, and donations, of course, are always appreciated. And let's see. Appointments can be made for special visits by groups such as school field trips, nursing home trips, senior center field trips. Those are examples of trips that we have hosted. It's estimated that over 10,000 residents of Stratford have served in the military since the Revolutionary War. So what we have here is maybe a little over 10%. If you add the Gold Star room to this, we're actually up to around 1,100. So we have a long way to go, and we're always looking for people to bring in the pictures to add to it. And then the other thing is the fact that we want photos from any veteran, living or deceased. People will often say, "Oh, that he died." That doesn't matter. We still want them. They had to live in Stratford sometime in their life. And people often say he or she wasn't born here. And again, we say, it doesn't matter. We just want you to have lived here sometime. But one of my favorites is the story of two slaves, Nero and Jack, who fought in the Revolutionary War with a promise they would get their freedom. I never heard this story in school, but I learned it here when we opened up. And they both survived and came home. And Nero, who went by the last name of Hawley, that was the family name that owned him. He became very successful, learned how to make bricks out of sand and built houses out of it. Became very successful as a businessman. Jack, and I think his last name was Erebus, was not given his freedom because the sea captain didn't want to give him up because he was a good worker. So he escaped and went to New Haven, where he got captured. And a Yale attorney took up his case and won freedom for him and 300 other slaves. And it's just a great story we never heard in school. But well, I think we've proven it when they come here on field trips, because the field trips are the most important thing we do. And we make it very interactive. So an average class, I'd say, would be, let's say 21. Lately, that's been the number. So they divide up into 3 groups of 7. And they start one group in the basement, one group on the first floor, and one group on the second floor. They rotate around. So down in the basement, there's a few highlights. The flight simulator, of course, it's a teaser because it can only do a few minutes each with the time that we have. And we hope they'll come back with their family members, and sometimes they do. And then downstairs, we learned the very first field trip that the table that has helmets and uniforms and all kinds of stuff was very popular. They like to try it on. So we just added to that. There's a World War I trench they can go into, go up a ladder and look at a screen that shows a battle scene. and there's a minefield they get to walk on. And so that's pretty exciting down there. And then up here, we make it very, very interactive. And the kids really like it. In the other room, we give them questions and they have to read the displays to find the answers. It's amazing how often they'll find the answer and they'll come, oh, give me another one, give me another one. And then the third floor, we have a classroom up there that's like from the 1800s, which is pretty cool. And there's the Gold Star room. And we have an Oculus, which I've never tried yet because it would make me dizzy, I think, to put that Oculus on, but they get to do things with the Oculus. But all these things the kids really get into and they really enjoy it. So it's not a boring field trip.